بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
One of the often used fallacies by people attempting to trick and fool the masses into accepting their opinion, even though it may contradict the reality, is a type of fallacy called the fallacy of composition. Now, what is this? This is where a person assumes that something true of a part of a whole thing must also be true for the whole thing. And they also call this type of fallacy hasty generalization. So it's where you look at something specific and you generalize and give the same ruling that you'd give to that specific thing to the whole general thing. And this is a very commonly used type of fallacy where we see people falling prey to it often time and time again. All the way from media to politicians to the people around us in day-to-day conversations. A quick example is where we often see this where Muslims are misrepresented in the media. There's one terrorist attack and one person is blamed and it's found out that this person is a Muslim, and very quickly the media generalizes and says all Muslims are terrorists. Another example of this type of fallacy is when sometimes we come across a scholar who isn't able to answer our questions. At this point, some people very quickly assume that none of the ulama have answers to my questions and start drawing conclusions about the religion being weak as a whole. But let's not generalize. An anomaly does not break the law. Just because there's one person who can't answer does not mean that nobody out there has the answer to our questions, and that Islam in general does not have the answers to our questions. In fact, there are a lot of good, solid, well-grounded ulama who are working very hard to portray the real teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam to us. We just need to make sure that we're not fooled by anyone trying to use a fallacy around us to drive across their opinions. So anyway, I hope that this series proved to be beneficial to you, and if there's one take-home message, it's this. Sometimes you'll find people who misrepresent realities for whatever reason they may be doing it for. And the best and most effective tool that they end up using is fallacious arguments. This series was just a short reminder to teach us not to fall prey to such arguments. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.